Deji, what you here to say, my friend?
Yeah, no, first and foremost, just picking up on Dan's point about people and maybe Jacob calling out Ange at half time. I'm not going to lie. I was calling him, I was asking some serious questions. And I think we should be allowed to ask questions. The fact of the matter is, had we lost the game, we would have lost half our matches. And that ain't good enough. Because we believe in this team. This team is a lot better than what it's been showing. And what we saw today is an indication in the location that when things click for Spurs, we are up there with the very best. So for me, I'm delighted to see the character. I think for me, what came out of today's game is the character. And questions have been asked about Postecoglou in terms of, is he going to change it? He is. He's listening. And what I like is if he's listening and he's doing adaptation, then we got to give the brother some support and we got to be behind him. It's very brave to drop Maddison and bring on Pape Sarr. We've seen how the influence Pape Sarr's had in our midfield. Some would argue he's our version of N'Golo Kante. Some would argue he's akin to Declan Rice. Whatever you want to call him, he's that imperative in our midfield. The other thing is he had the kahunas to take off Son. I actually thought Son was having a great 4 minutes into the first half that even led to the equalising goal, and it was him who got the assist for Brennan Johnson. But he obviously saw something. And what we've been crying out for is, if you see that something ain't working, change it, fix it. He made a change, whether you liked it or not. The change didn't affect the team. It was a change that went on to give us a 4-1 victory. Long may it continue. We played the best football in the Prem, us, Liverpool, and Man City. The only thing that was letting us down was the results, and I'm delighted to see that the results are coming. And I'm not going to go too off the top, but I want to say to the Arsenal fans out there, didn't I tell you, papering over the cracks and now you're getting slapped up. That's what happens. And I said it before, I'd rather be on this side of the fence playing good football because the good results will come than to be turning up and stinking out wins and thinking that's football, and now you're crying about it. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
I just want to add from a tactical adjustment standpoint, this narrative that, Ainge is so naive, but this whole narrative that has been against Ainge because he's Australian and he doesn't look people in the eyes when he answers questions. I think that's a big stickler for a lot of people for some weird reason. But tactically, if you saw in the second half, Son was drifting more central. Destiny was now hugging the side, and that was really creating a lot of space. You saw Son in the middle of the park dribbling past people. I also heard Son was off it and he couldn't do anything. Son was awful, needs to get subbed. And then again, that second half, I thought he did look a lot improved. He did look a little rusty though, to be fair, in that first 45. I don't think we were great, but also I do want to point out that I think from a fullback standpoint, we have not been getting as much central as we normally do. Even from a Pedro Porro side, we're not nearly drifting into those spaces because I think the confidence in Kulusevski, Pat Matisar, etc., to really drift into those spaces when we go forward, so they more stick to the outside. And I think that honestly has really helped us create more space and leads to these kinds of more opportunities to be effective. And that's what we saw today.
Wanted to add one thing about Spurs before I know that the other game is about to start is, today, Young-Min Son, the cross he did with the left foot is the definition of a world-class cross. Weak foot, no space. You pick that one.
He has no weak foot.
Half a yard between you and you create the separation. This is what you teach kids. Create the separation, put it in a dangerous area, knowing that your forwards are going to be there.
Yeah.
So I was watching the goal and I'm like, not a lot of people can do that with weak foot, no spaces to deliver the cross inch perfect, knowing that Brennan Johnson and Solanke both are in the right place. That is a world-class goal, to be honest. People say, just a cross. No, it's not a cross. It's what you teach kids. If people that play football know what I'm talking about, that half a yard separation between you and defender. And also the third goal, the absolute amazing ball by Kulusevski, who has been balling out as a 10 this season. Not a lot of people are talking about that.
Most consistent player on our team.
He has been amazing. In that 10 role, when he finds the space and that pass to Solanke and the finish, that is another amazing goal that people don't talk about. Because it's Spurs. Listen, I'm not going to back Spurs because I was burned last season, right? But you watch this performance against an Aston Villa team that is tipped to get the fourth place, them and Chelsea. And to be destroyed like that, coming from 1-0 down, it's something that we have to give credit not only to the manager, but the players to step up in the stadium. Because I know that in the stadium it was a little bit flat at 1-0 down. Because it was, it's happening again. It's Ange Postecoglou ball. We're getting burned. We're not winning. But watching Spurs today, It's entertaining today. It's very entertaining today. And it's better that Romero went out. Absolutely. It's better for Spurs that Romero went out. It helped the team massively.
I think,
to be honest.
What are you?
think
What
it
what
hurt-
is? Oh, see, you were doing so good, Mo. You were doing so good. You were riding the track, and then all of a sudden, right at the finish line, you fell off the bike. Cootie, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. I fucking love Cootie Romero. He's the fucking GOAT, and I hope you know. One day I will move past that clip personally, but
You know why?
hey, he
Because
was
there was a
struggling.
free
He had
kick.
some moments today. I thought that the front
He
line
was
was getting the
struggling.
better of him, to be honest.
Yes. He wasn't doing good. And also, he has these moments. A free kick was given at halfway line. I texted you at that time. A free kick was given at halfway line. Both teams moved away. Everyone accepted it's a free kick. He goes on full force, trying to hurt Telemans by shooting the ball, kicking the ball against him. Full force. Why are you doing
Well,
this?
you don't know
What
intent.
is
You know
the
what he
reason
did,
you're
but you don't know
doing this,
intent.
bro?
The bank
I'll
was
tell you
robbed,
one
but you
thing.
don't know what the robbers needed the money for.
I'll tell you one thing. In the first half, I'm convinced these players wanted to injure like 3 Aston Villa players. It was Matty Cash, and I think.
Oh
McGinn.
yeah, Destiny put it on him
convinced.
first.
I'm convinced that's one of the reasons why we didn't score.
Benton Core should have been booked as well for a really bad late sliding tackle as well.
7
Yeah, but
minutes
I
or
think the
15
referee.
minutes,
I
something
think the
like
referee
that.
knows the
Yeah.
context. I think the referee knows the context of why he
No,
did
I
it.
understand
Maybe
that.
that could have went into play. I don't know, but
I get that. Guys, look.